Well, Lane and Gar have ditched us this week.
Yes. I'm sorry. If they were here, they would probably come up with like a better response to that. But unfortunately, you're going to be acting with your rapier wit against like the dullest knife in the drawer.
I'm flattered that you think my wit is rapier.
It is. It's saber.
Oh, there's a good one.
No,
Your
that was
saber wit. I have my moments. Anyways, so yes, in fact, the lack of a joke is the joke for this opening bit, and thus cue the roll call. We are live.
Connect. Loading. Broadcast.
Tempered Zeal. Bluecaster. Super Ichi.
A spark of courage, the power of dreams. Orange Caster, Global Soft Perka.
Broadcasting hundreds of opinions across the world.
Radio Sentai Castranger.
Welcome to Radio Sentai Castranger, episode 381, and I didn't even have to check what number it was this week.
That's cool. It's episode Ladios.
Yeah, the blue one.
The blue one. Yeah, we cannot all be as witty as Ichi.
I'm not that witty in real life. I just have no filter. As Paul and Sal can confirm from my FF14 stream earlier this week. Alright, so this week we are a pair of Toronto tokusatsu nerds who get together to talk about Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and a third thing. Once again, our third thing this week is also Kamen Rider, because our feature topic is Revice the Mystery, episode 4 and 5. But before that, we're talking about Revice, episode 27, and Donbrothers, episode 3.
Donbrothers is something I don't like. It's insane, and I can't stop watching it. Like, I genuinely really enjoy it.
It sure is a thing. But we'll get to that. But before we do, it's time for News Mode. So, first on the docket, we have more information regarding the Kamen Rider Veil special. Particularly in with regards to the cast members, because the trailer went out. And this art is fucking cool. This will be the art we use when we talk about it. So Masanari Wada, who is in Real Fake, will be playing Jinpei Shiranami, aka the previous incarnation of Igarashi Genta.
He changed his face, so I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, he had to henshin his face. And then playing the role of young Yukimi, the mom, is Sakurako Okubo, who is Hammy in Q Ranger.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
The way she was dressed in that trailer, I thought it was Misora from Build. Can you really blame me? Look at the way she's dressed.
Yeah, that's a pretty...
Wait, that sounded horrible. Forget I said that. Okay, so... we will learn about Genta's past, how he fell in love with Yukimi. This is 25 years before the birth of the siblings. Joining the cast are Kensuke Takahashi, who was in Ultraman X as Masumi Karizaki, the man who is now in a mask. Yuki Torigoe, who was in Token Ranbu as the Noah Armed Forces captain. And Mitsu Murata, who was in Hibiki and Kiva as Noah director Higashiyama. It's Bishop! Yo! Bishop's coming back! That's awesome! He's a character later in Kiva.
Yeah, I was actually looking through my list of things. It's wow, I never got past episode 7 of Kiva.
You should absolutely go and watch Kiva.
I'm on episode 21 of Gaim and have been for a very long time.
That's where Gaim starts getting really good, is that episode.
I know.
That was the episode we started Castranger discussing.
That's sorry, that's not related. Well, it's kind of, but not a lot. It's gonna have 5 episodes apparently, and it's gonna be bi-weekly.
Yeah. So we also have Yutaka Saigo as Boo-san, whose character's real name is apparently Shozo Irabu. So I guess that's where Boo comes from.
Oh, like it's like a shortening of his name. I thought that it was. This is gonna sound kind of vulgar. I thought they were implying that he was a pig because he's chubby, and I was kind of like, that's kind of.
Oh, Boo
mean.
is in like Debu.
No, yeah, Debu or like Boo is their onomatopoeia for oink, basically. So I was thinking that's kind of mean. Like, why would you do? But no, I guess it's just a shortening of his name.
You were supposed to think it was a joke, but it was actually a character name.
And I vastly prefer that to cheap shot at weight of person.
Yeah. So it's being written by veteran Kamen writer Nobuhiro Mori and directed by
Kamen writer.
Yeah, and being directed by Koichi Sakamoto of Plenty fame. The Veil special is premiering March 27th exclusively on Toei Tokusatsu Fan Club. 5 episodes that will air every 2 weeks. So yeah, first one 27th, then the next 2 April 10th and 24th, and the final 2 May 8th and 22nd. Cool. I am excited. Next, so the Theater G Rosso revealed that apparently in the Zenkaiger stage shows, Flint's getting her own power set. Tukai Flint.
It's always like, if it doesn't happen in the show, it'll happen in a stage show.
So it is a pink and purple and silver platinum kind of feel reskin of the Tsukaiser suit, but also with like tassels on the shoulders.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Is that a particularly flinty thing?
I don't know. Oh, if we could get Tukai Kataner and Tukai Riki, that would be cool.
That would be cool. She looks good though.
You know what I'm surprised they didn't do though? Like, instead of also copying Marvelous's visor, they should have given her the Ahim's visor, like for the shape of the eyes.
I don't know what that means, unfortunately.
Like, you know
That's the problem.
the visor and the helmet, like the way the eyes are shaped?
Yeah.
For the Gokaiger suits, they were all shaped differently, so I'm surprised that they didn't use the Pink Ranger's eye shape.
Oh, okay, that does make sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I apologize, I'm not someone who's watched.
No, it's okay.
Gokaiger, I haven't even watched the horrible Power Rangers adaptation.
Do yourself a favor and don't.
I just know it's bad. That's all I know.
The lighting is kind of misleading, but the main color of the suit is silver, and then it's got like pink and purple accents to it, so you could describe it as platinum. It's just like the platinum Beetleborg.
Red gloves, unless those are pink and the lighting is weird.
I think they're like, it's like a non-standard shade of red.
That's fair.
Yeah. We haven't yet seen her henshin device, but she does have her usual flintlock pistol.
What's her name?
Yeah. All right, neat. Next, we have some more info and pictures for the Zenkaiger Kiramager Senpaiger special. And the first shot, we can see that Zenkaiser and Tukaiser get the Super Kiramager armor power-ups.
Man, that is cool.
A little weird, but all right. And I don't know why Tukaiser has like is that the silver one? I guess it's because they're both 6th Rangers. Did Silver use it? It looks kind of cyan.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Yeah. Let's see. Joining the film's cast are Nobuhiko Okamoto, who is in My Hero Academia, as Pot Deus, the so-called new king of Tochi Tendo, Lord Bokowa's secret child.
Secret child.
The wall fucked. The wall fucks. What the fuck?
There are so many bad jokes you can make here, and I'm not going to make a single one of them because I do not want to even think of the possibility.
Oh, no. We also
Like
had
talking to a brick wall, advanced edition. I'm sorry, that was so dumb.
We have Shinosuke Tachibana, who is in Gundam Build Fighters, as Dr. Iokal, a scientist from Kitsune-topia, who created gears similar to Tojiru gears. So I guess that's the middle one there.
I like his just weird neck, like just your next cosplay.
Yeah.
Sort of look. And then there's Bacon Face.
Yep, we have Takashi Nagasaka, who is in The Legend of Zelda in a non-specific way.
Just in it?
Yeah, like
just
somewhere.
Where you can eat in Hyrule.
As Calbi World, monster who placed the Kira Major in a yakiniku restaurant space.
So he's not in fact a Bacon Face, he is a Calvi Face.
I don't know what Calbi is.
So, Korean style short rib, I believe. I've never actually been to a yakiniku restaurant or Korean barbecue where you grill the meat at the table, but it looks really fun, and that's something I'd love to do when things are no longer terrifying.
I don't understand the phrase I'm about to read, but in addition, gluttony idol Azuki Moeno will appear as well.
She's like someone who does mukbangs?
Does what?
Oh, I kind of like I barely knew what this was until I was like watching cooking videos on YouTube, like Cooking with Dog, and these kept showing up in related videos. Mukbangs are just videos where people just buy a crap ton of food and then just eat it all, and that's the video. It's
Why
usually
am I
like,
not fucking surprised that's a thing?
It's usually like people who are like surprisingly don't look like they could eat that much food. I'm guessing it's, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's sexual. It doesn't seem to be, because like they don't do anything sexual. I guess maybe some of them are, but probably the most famous Western one.
Someone.
Is Nikocado Avocado, who is this guy who like used to be really skinny, and now he's basically the YouTube algorithm made him destroy himself for likes.
Is that what a mukbang is? I've seen the term around, but I was too scared to look into it.
Yeah, that's what it is. I have no idea.
A mukbang is when a bunch of people get together and just eat a giant plate of food.
So it's just a dinner party?
Usually just one person.
Essentially.
Just one person. I've seen a few that have like two people, but it's usually just the whole. I think the novelty is that it's one person just eating like the whole menu of a restaurant.
Because they want to be a fucking glutton.
I don't want to be on YouTube anymore.
I don't know. Like, there's something about it that's kind of alluring though, because it's like you have like this dream of like, what if you could just get the entire like Burger King menu and just enjoy it like Kirby?
Okay, so like, you know how boomers will be like, wait, so people just watch people play video games on YouTube? That's fucking stupid. This is my version of that. People just watch people eat food? That's fucking stupid.
Usually they make conversation as well, but some people don't like that. Like, I don't watch these, so I just only know from like related videos saying stuff like "no talking" in the title.
It's like Chris Chan. You never actually watch him, but you watch videos of people talking about him.
You just experience him through the memeverse.
Yeah, I've seen people talking about like videos about mukbangs, but I've never actually watched a mukbang like from start to finish. I just know they exist because people make
Oh, it's pronounced mukbang.
I can't believe I get to put this in my fucking description hashtags for this episode.
Also, hi, I'm here to talk about the last news story.
Hooray.
People are going to think it's a Castranger mukbang.
Oh my goodness,
no!
A Castranger mukbang.
Which
it would just be chicken fingers, craft dinner, and pizza pockets.
It would be kind of. It would be the 4 pizzas that the raccoons ate that one time. I was thinking about that the other day because there was a new ad came on for Skip the Dishes and with Snoop Dogg, and we were talking about like Skip the Dishes. They betrayed us because they kicked me off for some unknown illegal activity, which I never did anything. I just ordered stuff, and then they didn't. When you ordered them, they didn't tell. Was it them or DoorDash?
It was DoorDash.
Uber Eats superiority forever.
So hey, don't forget to use the skip the dishes code in our description.
No!
I haven't used skip the dishes.
Illegal, like order us up.
I haven't used skip the dishes since it took 2 hours to get one A&W meal.
Gar, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say hi, but like now we're talking about
Hi.
As much as I like promoting skip the dishes because we use their code, I actually usually go with Uber Eats right now. For one specific reason, while the driver's coming, I can message him and give him specific instructions, because if I don't, they won't bring it where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Hey, stop at the Avondale. Get me a drink and have it at the store.
Pick me up some smokes on your way.
Absolutely amazing interaction with a Uber Eats grocery guy. And I am just gonna warn you, I do not know why this is what I said. I don't know what possessed me to say this, and when I showed my mom to show her the response, she died at what I said instead. So I said this, and then this was his response. I don't know what possessed me to say "my dude," but I apparently just. But then his response was just great. I love it.
Thank you so much, my dude.
Why did I say? Okay, maybe not. Maybe what I said was the funnier part. Please tell me you're laughing at the funny line instead. Which part are you laughing at, Ichi?
I just imagine you and like at the door as he's handing you your food, just you saying "Thank you so much, my dude."
I found that I randomly slip sometimes into saying things like that, or calling people man or my man, and I have no idea where it came from.
It's adorable.
Like, I don't know where it came from. It's I do not do it. Like, I don't consciously think of doing it, and every time when I do it, I have like a reaction like, wait, why did I say that?
Yeah. That's just like me every time that's just like me every time lately I catch myself making a D's nuts joke, and then I just take a step back and go, what the fuck am I doing?
Like, why did I just say that?
Why did I say that?
It's so weird. Yeah,
I've been hanging around certain people too long.
The raccoon story is really simple. It's like a sentence long. We got a bunch of pizzas and they didn't tell us that they delivered them. And so when we got out there, they were cold and we thought we could probably still eat these, but then we found a bunch of raccoons had been eating them. Yeah,
that's a story we've told before. Hold on a second. I'm looking at the pictures in this article about the Senpai movie. And like, what the fuck happened to Zeron? His chest piece is off.
It's not there.
Who knew that he was a Kabuto rider? He cast off.
Oh.
Is that there? I'm sorry.
A part of the Heisei Riders.
Is that like a thing? Is photoshopping him into random stuff?
No, apparently the big thing is putting SpongeBob characters in other movies.
I don't know.
Why is that there?
Anyway, yeah, there's one shot in this collection of images from the Senpai movie, and it's Zeron, but his chest plate is removed, so he's just got this silvery undershirt on, and I'm like, can you do that?
Apparently you can.
I guess.
It's too hot out here for a Kikai.
Kaito,
the heat is just getting to you. There are no Kikainoids.
I thought we were going to be to the point in this episode, but then things got weird. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Things got really weird.
Things did get really weird. Why am I here again?
Because of our last news story.
All right. Oh shit, such a downer.
It is.
Time to kill the mood.
All right.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so shit hit the fucking fan this week. I think it was this week. Or was it last week?
This is March 14th.
Yes. So last week, shit hit the fan. Legendary Godzilla actor Akira Takarada unfortunately passed away at the age of 87.
That's up
I think
there.
I got his age right.
That's a pretty long life.
That's what the article says.
Yeah. The last surviving main cast member from the original 1954 Godzilla movie is now gone.
Rip.
Let that sink in. There is now nobody left from the original movie.
What about the
but the movie's still there, and it's definitely going to keep being something big in this world for years and years.
And the movie got an upscale of 4K, and from what I heard of it, it's fucking beautiful.
Oh, nice.
You say no one left, but what about the extras, the camera crew, the directing staff, the editors, all of the random extras?
Well, that's why I mean the main, like, of the main cast. Like, I know Ikafube's dead. Honda's dead. Takarada's now dead.
Red Hood, let us screonk in his name.
Is Raymond Burr still alive? No, Raymond Burr's been dead for years.
He's been Raymond buried.
No.
I regret that immediately.
I do.
I had to get that out of my brain. I'm sorry.
But no, Takarada appeared in other roles in the Godzilla franchise, such as one of the characters from Godzilla vs. Mothra, which is technically Mothra versus Godzilla because Mothra had a better, higher pay grade than Godzilla at the time.
They paid Mothra more than Godzilla.
Yeah. Invasion of the Astro Monsters, Godzilla Final Wars, where he was one of the alien X's in disguise.
Oh, cool.
That's one of the only Godzilla things I've seen.
Exactly. He was in the 2014 Godzilla movie, but Legendary decided, you know what? Let's not have him show up in the movie.
They cut him out?
They cut his scene from the movie, and it was sort of like the passing of the torch of like supporting act, like to the main lead.
Like a Godzilla handoff?
So, in a way.
They just high-five each other?
Come on, Legendary. No, he was like a passport hander guy or something. He worked at the airport.
I don't know why they would cut that then if it's just a quick shot too.
It's I don't know. It needs to come out. Come on, Legendary, release the Akira Takarada cut of Godzilla 2014. You already made another cut of it where we can actually see shit. Now come on. Because that movie was dark.
Yeah, very
literally dark.
Literally dark.
You could not see the final fight. It was that dark.
Oh, you mean dark in visuals, not narrative.
Yeah, like dark in visuals. It was so dark you couldn't even tell which one was Godzilla at some points.
It's dark.
So it's like, fine, here it is on 4K. We brighten it. Happy? Yes. Now we can actually see. Anyways, Takarada, you will be missed. I didn't really have much to say about it because unlike all the other people who talk about Takarada's passing, I never met the dude. Apparently a lot of people met the dude.
All the people who talk Takarada? Wow.
Go, Takarada.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to go... Oh, yeah, he's also half Korean.
Cool.
Yeah, he's half Japanese, half Korean.
Interesting.
Well, anyways, I'm going to enjoy the shawarma. Okay. I just wanted to come in here as the Ultraman Godzilla representative to talk about Akira Takarada.
Well, your timing was weirdly impeccable.
Well, it's because it was like, Castrangers assemble. I look at the news links. I'm like, oh, Takarada, I should probably talk about that.
Yeah. You can talk a lot about it. That was very close to the same joke, but I think I got away with that one.
Hey, it could be worse. Freaking Akira Takara.
He made Beyblade bikes?
Yes. Anyways, new episode of Ultra Ranger coming out tomorrow. The Rise and Fall of Ultraman.
Cool.
At 6 p.m. on the Godzilla channel. I'll be back next week proper to talk about what are we talking about next week? The O's movie.
Yeah. Anything
That'll
goes there.
That'll be an O's-rific time.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Anything Goes actually popped up on my soundtrack while I was out on my walk earlier.
Nice.
I'm like, all right, I can get behind this. What are you looking at, Rabby? Rabbi's just staring down at me. Oh, here she comes. Anyways, I hope you all have a good night.
All right. Thanks.
Until next time, schwa for now.
Thanks for popping by.
You're welcome. And I'm excited to go see Sonic 2 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we got our tickets for Sonic.
I really hope that it comes to paper, it comes to like on demand.
Sanjik.
Because I won't be able to see it in theaters because I don't know how you guys do it.
Drinking.
Drinking?
Willpower.
I don't know. I just fight through the
I want to see it so bad that I accepted non-VIP tickets.
Oh, is it not in VIP?
No, but it is Ultra AVX.
That's you would think with a brand name like Sonic and how successful the last movie was, you'd think they would put it in freaking VIP.
Well, these were like early tickets, so maybe VIP slots will open up later.
Yeah, Rabbi.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Anyways, good night, everyone, or good morning, whenever you're listening to this.
Good day.
Please. Personal space.
What the fuck?
I don't know. All right, bye.
Bye.
Take care. Stay safe, guys. Especially like, I do not recommend the sentiments of going to see a movie in theaters expressed by some members of Castranger are not approved by me, Orange Caster. I would say don't do that because this is a virus that will either kill you or make you wish you were dead. So don't do it. I'm serious. I've tried to convince them otherwise, but it never works. So
I mean, I just went and saw Batman on Tuesday, and I'm fine. I wore my mask up until I was in the seat, and then I put it back on the second I left. Anyways, so yeah, this week we're talking about Revice and then Donbrothers and then Revice again. So let's get into it.
No pirating. Don't pirate the movie either. Sorry.
So episode 27 starts with Holy Live fighting the demons, and holy shit, was that a cool fight.
Yeah, my notes are just Holy Live is probably the coolest thing ever, and I love it.
I've got the stamp right here.
But I also... Oh, sweet!
Yeah.
I also don't think that the whole I'll show no mercy thing is in any way heroic, though. But to be fair, they do call back to that.
Yeah. Holy Live! That's all I got.
Wing to fly.
Wings to... I can actually trigger the standby's chime even though I don't have the belt.
Oh, how? Will it just go on forever?
Yeah, the way it works is when you stamp a stamp in the Revice driver, the actual pressable part of the stamp only goes in halfway. So if you press the stamp halfway in, it thinks it's being stamped in the driver and it triggers the standby sound.
Actually, a pretty clever way of doing it. And
yeah, but if you just stamp it all the way in, it just does the normal sound. So yes, we get Holy Live versus Demons, and Holy Live is really cool.
Yeah, Holy Live is very cool. The feathers flying are all over the place. They're incredibly overdramatic in the best way.
It took us this long, but we finally have Angel versus Demon.
That's true.
So he does the Hisatsu, and then Olteka, being the cowardly little bitch he is, just ditches the driver and bails.
And then the demon just sort of gets out of there too.
And then bails.
Oh my god. But unfortunately, then what happens is because of defeating Kagero, that strengthens Gifu some because he absorbs the energy of demons that are defeated. So now Vice starts going absolutely animalistically crazy.
Yeah, so this is the episode where all that hinting and suggestion about the demons getting headaches and going berserk is finally coming to a head. Vice goes insane, and it takes a double rider kick from Live and Jean to stop him. And I love that, like, while Vice is like going on a murderous, insane rampage, we just have Lovekov just like banging themselves into a wall in the corner.
Yeah.
That's the mascot's version of a rampage. It's just going ooh, ooh, and then banging into a wall, harming no one but themselves. So yes, actually yes, Seven, you're correct. Jack Revice can be counted as a berserk form now.
Yeah, it's very animalistic. It really, like, the noises he makes sound honestly like he's going to throw up.
Yeah. And like over the course of the episode, the shots where you see him in Icky's body with the like glowing demonic eyes.
Yeah, he's like demon eyes.
Genuinely terrifying.
Like, when they were just full on glowing, it wasn't as scary as when they were like normal eyes, but that color, honestly.
Yeah. And can I just say, regarding Vice, over this whole episode...
Yeah, that's it.
Over this whole episode, seeing Vice, like, talk while he's in Icky's body, this episode, I finally realized that I actually kind of enjoy this, of, like, them sharing a body, because now you can actually see Vice emote through Icky's face instead of just looking at his suit face. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a good point. That picture is giving me pretty big, like, Anakin Skywalker energy.
Yeah. So we get back home and Mom finally comes home and we have this very nice family hug. And I just love that, like, while they're all hugging, George manages to read the room and just, like, sneaks out.
He just leaves, yeah.
It's like, oh, I'll let you have this.
Yeah, and then Ikaru just walks in and just tases Iki out of nowhere.
Before that, just I love that, like, everyone except Iki is in the hug, and then Mom's like, Iki, you too, but, like, I don't know if she's processed
Vice,
that's Vice, not Iki at the moment. So, like, he's like, oh, I guess I'm included too, huh? And then he, like, comes up and, like, as he reaches around to hug them, he's just like, shitsuchimasu, just like, well, excuse me. That was fucking hilarious. It's pardon me. Oh my god. And yeah, then the fucking Weekend family just walks in. No bath today. Just fucking tases him down.
And then you don't find out until a little bit after, but for some reason the place, these like highly technological people in the Weekend, their prison is just a straight up medieval dungeon with like chains on the wall.
I just love that, like, they just walk in and in the span of 3 seconds, they walk in, say they're not here for a bath, fucking tase him. We get literally less than half a second of reaction from everyone in the room, and then that scene's done. We just cut to the next shot.
Yeah, I am glad that they at least did at first just say that they weren't here for a bath, because then there would have been confusion otherwise, I guess.
Like, why do they even have to specify that if the son was just going to come in and tase Icky and completely upset everybody?
Was he supposed to do that, or did he do that and they were like, no, you were supposed to wait?
I would love if the son is just, like, going militant of his own volition. Like, that was completely unplanned. Like, all right, so we need to go in and we need to capture Icky so we can...
check instead.
Yeah. And the son's just like, yeet!
Yeah, like, we're gonna go in, we're gonna figure things out, we're gonna talk to them, maybe get some information, and then you run in with the taser.
Taser face!
Did you say run in with the taser?
Oh shit, sorry!
I'm sorry, this isn't even funny.
Oh, I think it's funny.
Gifu's just eating people. He's like just picking people up with these giant tentacles.
With absolutely no setup or hint or lead up.
We just cut to it and then we cut to Iki in the prison.
Gifu's just grown fucking CGI tentacles and starts eating people.
And then it just disappears.
Who directed this episode? Everything is like left with no proper reaction time and no proper setup time. It's just shot, 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 shot. You're tased. Gifu has tentacles. Vice is going berserk again.
Who directed
this one?
I don't know. It kind of worked though. Another thing I thought was pretty neat was that this is sort of jumping forward a little bit, and I'm sorry about that, but
It's okay.
when Sakura and Daiji are fighting Oteka, who's been like Gifu powered and Gifu's in the sky and everything.
Yeah.
The battle is like, it's a really like harsh climatic sort of battle, but it's taking place in broad daylight in like a park.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I like that they didn't decide to go for it being like dark with a storm going on or like anything like that. It's just happening on a normal day. All this crazy stuff is happening.
I think that's because Oteka wanted to attack a lot of people at once, so we just went to an actual park where people were gathered.
That does make a lot of sense, but it makes for a good battleground, and we get that cool shot of Aguilera walking down the path with the leaves around her.
Yeah. I feel like her reaction to seeing Gifu finally like up and around and doing shit was like uncharacteristically underwhelming. Like her whole thing, this whole show has been reuniting with Gifu, and then she sees him finally flying around and she's not like jumping for fucking joy.
Yeah, she just sort of calmly walks up to him and then says, "Am I still going to become one with you?"
Yeah.
Maybe she's supposed to show that she's starting to question it. I don't know.
Maybe? It's hard to get that, but
yeah, it didn't seem like that was what was happening, but
and so this is the episode where we find out more of Oteka's backstory, and we find out his name, his actual name is Hatsushiba Makoto. And apparently he was such a boy genius that everything to him was pointless. And my reaction is just, is this supposed to make me care about him? Because I don't.
I mean, the stuff with his parents calling him a freak was pretty messed up.
That is pretty messed up, but like, I don't see how that excuses anything he's doing.
No, I mean, I don't think it's supposed to excuse it. I think it's just showing more of his backstory so that we can get a bit more on him before he probably doesn't show up as much anymore.
Yeah, he's probably not going to last long. Actually, no, he's getting a new monster form next week.
Oh yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe just to elaborate on it, because we got a lot about Julio.
Yeah.
So they want to elaborate, and we got a lot about Aguilera's past, so I guess they just wanted to do the same thing for him so that we know just as much about all three of them.
Yeah, but at least the other two, we sort of felt for them by the end of their story reveal. Makoto, not so much.
I guess that's fair.
So yeah, the family finally meets Weekend, and they tell them about how Phoenix is secretly actively working for Gifu's revival. And then as they go out to fight the monster, the son tases Ikki again, and to no reaction, and another scene cut.
Yeah, I know. Just immediately, he falls down, or do they grab him? I forget. And then it just cuts the scene.
Like, he just runs up, tases Ikki, and the scene ends. That's it.
And then
not even a reaction.
Back in the dungeon, and then we start getting the blue eye glow going, because Vice is going crazy.
I also like how, like, when Ikki is tied up in their dungeon, he has, like, what I refer to as the golem chat with himself. Where,
like they have it, like, shaking, and then he changes between the two. Like,
he faces one way to talk as Ikki, and then it's a different angle for him to talk as Vice.
Sort of made me think of Green Goblin, too.
I was thinking of Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's sort of two people in one head sort of deal with them.
Yeah, very nice. Regarding Holy Live, man, were they milking that fucking stock henshin sequence because they used it twice in the episode.
I mean, they could get away with it because it was amazing.
The first time, sure, but like the second time, they were running, and then they do the stock sequence and he's standing still, and then he's running again.
Okay, yeah, that's a little weird.
Right? They go into how, the more demons you kill, the more you awaken Gifu and drive your own demons berserk, but you gotta kill them because what else can you do?
And then Crazy Vice appears again, and Oteka makes... Oteka is just like, now that's what you call domestic violence. I don't know if that was just my subver or
I don't know.
But that was what he said in the subtitle version that I had.
Oh, yeah. So that one moment while Iki's tied up, and Iki just out of fucking nowhere goes, "Hey, Vice, you're not Gifu, right?" Where the fuck did that come from?
Maybe that's something people have been theorizing, and then they just wanted to make sure that, like, guys know.
If it actually turns out that Vice is Gifu, I will be upset.
Maybe he's like Gifu's. Maybe he has something to do with him. I don't know. But I don't think he is him. Like, that would be too weird.
But then, like, what's the point of even bringing that up?
And also cut very suspiciously between Gifu's blue eye and Vice's.
Yeah, Gifu, like the crystal on the coffin glowed a very Vice shaded color. And now I'm fucking scared.
Is Vice Gifu?
Is that why we haven't seen inside the coffin yet?
Is Vice Amnesia Gifu?
When we still don't know how Vice fought off Veil in that flashback. Did he, like, unleash his true Gifu powers?
Vice is Amnesia Gifu. Oh my god. Or maybe he's like... No, wait, that's ridiculous.
Maybe let's remember that, like, the 3 children have Gifu cells in them, so maybe, like, Vice is Gifu's son, like actual demon son.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That he's like he's the part of I don't know how to describe it other than he's a Gifu's son.
He's Gifu. I know the mooks are called Gifu Jr., but he could be Gifu Jr.
Like Bowser Jr.
Oh god! I don't like this!
They're the Koopa kids and he's Bowser Jr. I'm sorry, that was a bad comparison. That was an upsetting comparison, I'm sorry.
Upsetting is correct.
That's fair. I will take that. It's very fair.
So George heads out with the Thunder Gale stamp and the Demon's Driver in hand, and as we see from the episode preview, George is gonna henshin into demons!
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Fucking finally, we're dealing with that!
So it ended with this really neat, like, helicopter shot that I guess was from Gifu's perspective, just of Crazy Vice.
Yeah.
It was a nice ending shot, I think.
Yeah. For the eye catch at the end, they decided to add Veil's Kabuto stamp just because they didn't have anything else, I guess.
Oh, that's a good point. Because the next week is going to be the Thunder one.
Oh yeah, that shot of Iki in the Vice suit, creepy. And next week we're also gonna get to see Ulteka's new monster form, which I think is Anomalocaris. So he'll be around for a little bit, at least another episode. People in our chat were pointing out, you know who else got a new form and then immediately died? Zuos.
Oh god, you're right. That is true.
Does Vice have Iki's face on underneath his actual suit helmet the whole time? That's an interesting idea.
Oh.
I look forward to seeing how creepy this gets.
I was wondering if we're ever actually going to see Vice's mouth.
Yeah, that's a thing we haven't dealt with yet.
I imagine it looking like a predator mouth.
I was thinking Venom. It's already a huge Venom analogy.
That's fair. Or maybe it'll turn out to be something like really weird, like what?
Look at our chat.
Oh no, should I? Nah. Oh my god, why does it actually kind of work?
Right?
Like with the pose and oh my god, it actually works.
Nice job, Kaguya.
That's great.
Wow. All right. So yeah, Revice, another excellent episode, although I'm scared what direction we might be heading in. Any other closing thoughts?
Not particularly. I just want to know what happens next. This is the first time for a while I've been watching an episode, and then when it ends, I actually was like, wait, that's the end?
Right. I'm still watching the episodes every Sunday as soon as they get subbed.
That's cool.
All right. Donbrothers! So, one thing I will admit is that the henshin noises of the Don Brother power sets are weirdly entertaining. I found a high quality rip of Don Momotaro's henshin, and I must admit that I keep jamming out to Donbrothers, Donbrothers, Donbrothers. I don't know why.
I don't know. I still have that way with the ghost standby charms. So
Yeah. All right. So this is the episode where we get to know the Blue Ranger a little bit more, and man, is he a weirdo.
he is weird and amazing. He is like, I was not expecting him to be
So he's some
as
like
amazing as he.
problem solver that people come to, and then they just give him food. And remember, he hates money, and he's never had a job. And
Yeah, his job is living, he says.
and then he just happens to find some rando's phone on the ground, and that's how he got the power set.
Well,
I'm
even like when the guy comes in and he's like, I can't sleep no matter how many sheep I count. He tells him, instead of counting sheep, you have to count Ryukan Niger to. It's a long scientific
I
name.
didn't even try to write that down.
Yes, which is apparently the scientific name of the red goldenrod aphid. So it is a type of bug.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't sure what it would be, so I typed it in just because I wanted to find out what that was.
I was hoping you would, because I didn't wanna.
Yeah, because I was thinking, is that an insect? Is it a fish? Is it
I
a plant?
won't. I must not let this show win by making me do that.
Also, when we first meet him, he's drinking sake, but it's just imaginary.
Get it? It's because he's poor.
Imaginary sake. And he gets like a Tupperware container full of Oden.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Oh my god.
And then suddenly there's an earthquake and all his lamps are gone.
Well, the lamps are gone because of the Black Bear Thief.
Yes, the villain of this episode is a guy who goes around and wants to snuff out all the light, which he does by stealing every form of lamp in people's houses by posing as a delivery man.
Weird strategy. Weird strategy.
In episode 3, and we already have a guy stealing lamps while posing as a delivery man.
You get it though, right? Because he was possessed by the Lupin Ranger monster, so he had to steal shit.
I mean, yes, the stealing made sense, but just everything combined, just the stealing of specifically of lamps being this his reasoning being that's how he wants to destroy all light is by destroying lamps.
It almost felt like a Final Fantasy plot. He was trying to unleash the darkness by sealing the light.
It reminded me of Deltarune.
That too.
I can almost imagine stealing lamps being a plot point in Deltarune.
We got so many more chapters left to go.
Yep. The lamp chapter.
So the first time we get to see Saru Brothers Henshin, he uses his powers to return a ball to a child.
Yeah, to get the kids their ball back that they lost, which is awesome.
Weird but adorable.
This is more about the show in general than this episode, but I honestly really like the focus on Haruka and keeping Taro as a more mysterious character instead of the leader being the viewpoint character again.
I wouldn't call him mysterious.
No, but like, it's not from his perspective. We're not like going through things like, hi, I'm Taro.
Sure. But I feel like perhaps after this episode, now that we've dealt with the dilemma of finding Momoi Taro, I feel like that might change.
I'm genuinely curious if it's going to change or not. That's a good point.
And speaking of, oh my god, this episode was so painful because of the...
Yeah, it's like he was there the whole time and she didn't even think I don't know why he didn't speak up and say like, "Oh, that's me" at any point.
Because he's stupid and too honest, and well, you didn't ask, and yes, she did stop him the one time he tried to say his name, but like that after that, it's on him for just like letting her keep up the charade the whole time with her going along in deliveries, and then. To make things worse, when it finally gets revealed, the payoff is not satisfying.
No, in fact, he kicks her too for some reason.
Not just that, but like when they're in the van after she finds his name tag, and she's like, "Oh, you were Momotaro. You should have spoken up." And then that's all. That's it. The 3-episode long saga of her fighting Momotaro is resolved in a dismissive fucking throwaway line, and no one cares.
You know what else is super weird? We meet Haruka's aunt, who's a police officer in this episode, who outright says, "Oh, you're just going to plagiarize again," when he's going to make the new manga. And then for some reason, when Taro comes to the door, and they're going to do dishes, like Haruka lets him in to help with the dishes. Like, what?
I mean, I guess she was that eager to not do dishes. That sounds like something a teen girl would do.
Has that ever happened?
Maybe. I just think it's hilarious how little faith the aunt has in her own niece, that she honestly believes that she plagiarized and would do so again.
I know. I mean, maybe it's because of being a cop, but like you'd think that she would actually have faith in her. Like, what is she going to handcuff her niece for plagiarizing again? I don't get it. Also,
Orb in our chat is correct. She wanted to skip the dishes like you can if we use the code in our description.
Oh my god. And then we also we meet the third part of the villains, who is a woman in white tights. And I'm going to admit I actually really like the villain's transformation devices and transformation sequence.
I love them. I want them.
Possibly more than the heroes.
And I am reluctant to admit that Sononi is kind of hot.
I mean, I think she seems to be using that to her advantage. She's one of those attracts people, then throws them away types by throwing them in a box and then exploding the box.
It was interesting that we got to see a sequence for when any of these Noto, whatever you call them, actually just straight up murder people. Now there's a sequence attached to it.
It also, seeing that so blatantly made me think they've got to not actually be dead.
Yeah. I'm seeing more and more evidence this is a video game world. They're just being logged out of it.
Yeah. Speaking of games, some random gamers start harassing Haruka, and then Taro knocks them out by flicking peanuts at their heads.
Yeah, and they were playing Tekken.
This isn't the same episode. This has nothing to do with anything, but it was there anyway.
We gotta have our one per show Tekken cameo.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
They finally catch up with the black bear thief in his fake delivery truck, and he does the thing where he puts his soul in a little robot, and then he does Tokuger and punctures his tires.
I just love that he does it in front of her. Have they established? Do they both know who each other are? I wasn't sure. And yeah, he flicks peanuts at dudes, and then's I don't hit people, and I'm like, well. That could be argued.
Was that not hitting?
Does that not count as hitting? That's shooting.
He kicks her too, so is that not hitting either? Is that fake?
Yeah, he also kicked her. Jesus Christ, dude.
And he kicked me now.
He seems in a civilian form, he seems like a nice guy, despite being stupid and honest. But then he goes and does shit like kick in the face a member of his team who's pledging their loyalty to you. Fuck
when
you,
he
man.
When he transforms, he just immediately becomes King Knight from Shovel Knight.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit? And this is weirdly relevant? Exade.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what else furthers my thought that this might be a video game world? Despite the obvious video game jump pads and warp doors, I just realized their knees on their suits are D-pads.
Oh my gosh. I never saw that.
They're totally
They're
D-pads.
They're D-pads.
The knee-pads.
I don't know, but yeah, like
I said last week, they're a raid team, because then the three of them, when they get forced in, they just it's like as if they were forced to queue up for a duty they weren't ready for.
Yeah, like they just teleport right in, like, oh, I guess we're doing this. They're just now.
Like, oh, you didn't, I wasn't ready. Oh man.
And then they turn into Tokuger, except for Inu Brother, because I guess there was no black one.
He could have turned into the green one.
Yeah, I don't know. And then they do their finishing move where they all turn cranks and summon a giant festival float and shoot a whole bunch of rainbows before the peach spitting slash. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually love that.
The Momotaro-zan is pretty neat sequence.
I like that they all cranked it up. Like,
yeah,
I miss the everybody contribute something to it nature of finishing moves way back then.
I'm a little hard pressed to call this an everyone move. It's more like they all lifted him up just so he could jump down and slash him.
It's just closer than them not being involved whatsoever.
Sure, but there's still clearly a power struggle here where Momotaro is the one and they are all the servants. Which I understand is on brand because it's the story of Momotaro. They're just there to help him.
But it's still interesting that the Ani, who is the villain of the story of Momotaro, is one of the Rangers and not one of the villains.
Maybe that means she's going to betray them later.
I don't know. It feels more like it's going to be like a constant rivalry between the two of them. Or maybe she's going to be more of like the leader from the perspective of the audience. I don't know.
Hard to say. We're only 3 episodes in. We'll if things start to change next episode, then we'll know.
I know you don't like this show, but this is the most I've actively wanted to watch Sentai for a long time.
I am. The motifs I'm not enjoying, but the actual events and narrative I'm weirdly fascinated by, because like clearly some sort of video game thing is happening. I want to know what's going on with that.
It's crazy. It's just absolute bonkers, nuts chaos, and I kind of love it. I don't like chaotic things. I mean, just like seeing, you don't know what's going to happen. It's interesting. It doesn't feel like, oh, we know exactly what's going to happen.
Like, we still have no fucking clue where all these demon monsters are coming from if the knights aren't the ones spawning them, because they're killing them.
Yeah, and then there's, like, evil Kaito.
Yeah, who is definitely the god from the end of Zenkaiger. I just love it. It's like, I need to take some time off. Cool.
He just got the Lupin Ranger gear, and he's like, acts like that was something he wasn't expecting. So what does that mean? Because
usually he's the one to collect them, but he didn't this time. And
so it wasn't the gear itself that was.
It was the Avataro gear that dropped into his lap, and I'm wondering, like, so there's some sort of rule in this world where once the demon is defeated, the gear goes back to Kaito / the god. I hate that I don't have a name for this character.
You can just call him Kami. I know that just means God, but at least it's
I don't like
kind of name.
I don't like that.
Also, one of them, I forget who, I forget which one of them, says that Ani's sister looks like a rabbit.
I don't remember who it was either.
That's fair.
But yeah, we also get to see Saru brother fight, and of course he's gonna hit people with his giant red suit ass.
He's a Japanese macaque, not a gorilla.
Yep. Oh yeah, there's been Fua jokes going around.
Oh.
Dismissive, civilized Donkey Kong noise.
Versus accusatory Donkey Kong noise.
Yeah. I also I saw within the last week, I saw someone comparing Kiji Brother to Protoman.exe, and the similarity is fucking staggering.
Oh, really? I never realized. I'm not super familiar with Mega Man stuff.
If someone has that image, please post the shot of Kiji Brother next to Protoman.exe.
I guess I'll just look up Protoman.exe.
Sure.
And then I'll know.
Yeah. What really weirded me out was after they finished off the monster, and Momotaro starts fighting the other Rangers for some reason.
Yeah, he seems to be in a weird state whenever he's transformed.
He's just
his
battle happy.
Yeah, his personality does change. Almost to the extent that it feels like it could be an actual personality change.
Yeah. I also like that when he's henching, he's like, all right, we're skipping the palanquin today. But then he still just rides in on the bike.
A word we all know because of Steven Universe.
Correct.
Yeah.
But also, there's a mount in FF14 called the palanquin. It's carried around by floating bombs.
Did you say bombs?
Yeah. The bomb monster.
Oh, not bombs that explode.
Well, they do explode. That's why they're bombs. But they're the monster bombs.
That's fair.
Just look up bomb palanquin and you'll see it. So yeah, next week's episode, there it is. See? They have very similar designs, mostly in the head.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that. That's interesting. Just take him and stretch him out and make him...
Make him long.
Yes,
long man!
I actually showed both my parents that, and they both loved it.
Nice.
I wasn't sure if that would be something that they'd find funny, but it's universal. Everyone finds long man funny.
Yep. Jacksepticeye watched that video and liked it.
I mean, again, I don't blame him because it's awesome.
So next episode is about Kijino's new job, something about onigiri.
An onigiri store.
Yeah.
And it just makes me want to eat them.
Any guesses on which Sentai's monster that is?
I don't know enough about Sentai.
Right. Is it O-Ranger? Oh, because onigiri? Is that it?
I'm more expecting them to make jokes about onigiri.
Yeah, Oni, because Oni's sister.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. The monster had a pyramid face. It's definitely O-Ranger. Yep.
Oh yeah, it was a weird Egyptian.
I remember.
Does O-Ranger have an Egyptian theme?
There is the Gold Ranger Zord is a pyramid.
Oh, okay, I guess that works.
You remember Pyramidus?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Any other closing thoughts on Donbrothers?
Both of this week's episodes were very much I really want to see the next episode, which is cool, I guess.
Yeah. All right. And now back to Revice for the mystery, episode 4 and 5.
Thanks for having me, guys. And Orb will take my place.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Of course. I hope I did okay. I don't know if I did. We spent a lot of time laughing about random food things.
That's fine.
But take care, everyone. Stay safe. Don't go to theaters. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
And joining us for this section is one of our longtime Castranger regulars, Thundercaster Orb. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah. There's a little bit of background fuzz,
Okay.
but it should be fine.
Okay.
So, before we get into these two episodes, would you like to give your thoughts on Revice Mystery 1 through 3?
Well, basically, it has been a fun special. I particularly enjoyed George this entire time.
Oh, yeah.
And so far, it has been good.
I'm sorry I missed something.
Okay.
I I was gonna say, it was, but it was brought up in chat too, and I remembered this episode really notably had no mech fight.
True.
It just sort of it had a little bit of showcase of them with the little figure transforming part,
Yeah.
but it have an actual fight in that like cool cyber realm. I really like those, so it was kind of sad that it didn't.
That's because Sononi fucking pulled out her sick ass bow and sniped the dude.
Yeah, he even tried to like run, and then it just I'm sorry for that. That was kind of weird, but okay, bye now. Actually, for real.
All right, bye.
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 You were saying?
I was just saying that I've enjoyed the special so far. Although I have to say, for these last 2 episodes, the reveal of the mystery itself, it was a little weak, I thought.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say I predicted it, because at some point I suspected everybody. I mean, with a cast this small, you could just point at everyone and go, "It might be you."
Another problem I had with that is that I feel the reasoning behind how they found out it was a little out of nowhere.
Yeah, the evidence. Honestly, the only thing that made me sure it was her was the one part where she's like, "Please kill the Orphanok." I'm like, okay, so it's you then. That was it.
That was basically it.
Nothing else really pointed to her, in my opinion. So yeah, the episode opens with fucking Vice imitating Tassel. That was jarring.
I did not see that one coming. Have to say.
Yeah, and so we find out that the idea behind the Ueshima's experiment was that they picked 10 specific breeds of kaijin that were humans turning into the kaijin instead of just normal kaijin, and they were creating basically an evil version of the Buried Rex stamp, which we come to find out is the Oblivion Vice stamp.
Mm-hmm. Although I have to say, okay, the reasoning behind those monsters was humans turning into monsters, but the Fangires don't really apply there.
Were the Fangire in there? Yeah, they were. And you know what? You're right. Those definitely were monsters that took human disguises. So yeah.
Everyone else was fine, but
someone didn't do their research. Yeah. So yeah, Kaido being actually back in character, very excellent. I loved Kaido and Faiz. I'm pretty sure he died though, so this is clearly a different canon.
At this point, I don't know.
Yeah.
He has.
Sorry if we spoiled the 2003 Kamen Rider. Yeah.
I think he has died like 3 times.
I love that one point where he's like, "I've still got some fight in me. I knew he was going to turn into the Snake Orphanok, but part of me wished he just pulled out the Riot Trooper belt."
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
He did not use that one enough.
Yeah. I love that Gridon and Bravo managed to get information out of that one dude by fucking tickling him.
It was in character for them, honestly.
Absolutely. When they were lining that shot up, you know what I thought they were gonna do? Remember that one point where Bravo did the fucking flying jump kick?
Yes.
I thought that's what they were gonna do. Oh man, but that was just as good.
I would have preferred the kick though.
Yeah, that would have been funny. So they reveal that Suzu is the mastermind. She was the one who is continuing the research of Ueshima Shogo, who was her fiance, and she's bitter because George and his vice stamps were chosen by Phoenix instead of Shogo's research into monsters being used as a power-up. And I can kind of understand the logic, because they're apparently his thinking was they wanted Kaijin powers to be usable by humans so they could fight back against Kaijins without needing a Kamen Rider present. And I can understand the logic behind that, but using monster DNA to fight other monsters doesn't usually go well.
Yeah, especially considering one of those monsters were the Inves.
Yeah. Was the Invest? Oh yeah, the Invest was one of them too. There's another one that is definitely not people turning it. Well,
Technically,
actually,
yes.
yes, but not willingly. You know what I mean?
Uh,
I mean, I guess you can argue Orphanox weren't willing when they became Orphanox. All right, we'll count it.
No. Now that I think about it,
The worms were
the
not.
Roymutes. The Roymutes neither.
The Roymutes were just robots. The worms were definitely not human. They were fucking aliens. Unless you count the
really
native worms, the ones that were human. Fuck, man, it's so complicated.
Now that I think about it, they were really stretching the concept of humans turning into monsters.
Yeah. Whatever. It's a side series. Normally I'm all Mr. Belt Mechanics, but I've said my piece on it. I just love that, like, the reason they went after Hiromi was just because we only need one Kamen Rider. Also, you're fucking annoying.
Yeah. Basically, yes.
And then Hiromi is just so fucking shattered when he finds out. And the violin music.
Oh man.
I almost want to dub it over with the Love Is Over song from Catherine. Da, 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 da. Yeah, so basically Suzu is angry at Phoenix for nepotism and is taking it out on George.
Technically, she's taking it in on Iki, but
yeah. It's like, I'm gonna destroy what you created just because I'm bitter that we didn't get hired for a job. We get a very nice Revice and Excel double henshin. I'm kind of surprised that, like, Excel didn't react more to Vice appearing out of nowhere.
alright, he didn't know that before.
Yeah. And then the fight out. Oh, and the shot of Vice, like, touching Excel's suit and just like the little noise he makes absolutely slew me. Like, ooh, homono. It was like a Homer Simpson ooh moment. Yeah. I think they could have gotten away with using the other riders.
Yeah.
But that means we'd have to acknowledge Zio, and I refuse to do that.
Alright. Technically, the another writers were humans turning into monsters, so.
Yeah. Let's see. So the fight happens, and Kaido actually joins in the fight as the Snake Orphanok, and it seems like he's helping them, but then he takes a hit for Suzu getting burned by Vice's stray fire, and then just decides, you know what? I'm gonna let you follow through with your evil plan. Go ahead and take my DNA.
Yeah, basically, he went like, okay, you're hot. Just do your thing.
Like, it seems like he's trying to redeem himself and be a good guy and fight on the side of justice, and then he lets the mastermind turn into the giant or not giant, but the fucking chimera monster. What the fuck?
Kaido was always kind of random, so.
Kaido was always one to randomly switch sides, you know, thinking back, so that kind of tracks. And then we get the Oblivion. Do I call it a dead man?
I think the name of the monster was just Oblivion.
Okay, yeah, and it's pretty cool. You can tell that, like,
Yeah.
each part, like, every section of its limbs and body are all patterned after different kaijin. It's really cool.
Yeah. For Chimera monsters, this was a cool one.
It was basically the Cell of Kamen Rider.
Yeah, basically.
We get to see. I love George's like, if you're fighting alongside Excel, use the Eagle one because that's double themed.
Yeah.
And then Excel goes trial. We get to see demons, or while it's still under Hiromi's control, stumble his way in and actually pull off a pretty badass rider kick with the Condor stamp. And I noticed that they reused Kamen Rider Jin's wings for that shot. That was cool.
Yeah. Also, now that I think about it, demons using the Condor stamp makes sense considering it's double. Also.
Yeah. Pretty much just double references for days.
Yeah. Although I get why they used the Eagle stamp since they were teaming up with Axel, but considering the evil monster was basically an evil version of Buried Rex, I think they should have used Buried Rex as well to finish it off.
I agree. They made such a big deal about Oblivion being an evil mirror version of Buried Rex, but they didn't even use Buried Rex. What I think they should have done was have him use Buried Rex and then like pair it up with the Eagle stamp. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because like the Buried Rex stamp uses the other stamps in its attacks.
I forgot it could do that.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with the fact that Buried Rex was really underutilized.
Yeah. It was a good suit. So they save Suzu in a pretty awesome like flying rider kick, and then the monster explodes in the background as we see in the shot, and then she gets arrested.
That's what happens usually.
Yeah. I love that Kaido actually lived from getting his fucking DNA extracted because, you know, Orphanok, they don't die unless you stab them in the heart.
He survived for once.
Yeah. And then he puts on his hat, which was great to see. I remember him wearing that hat in Fies all the time. Man, I need to go back and rewatch Fies. Yeah. And then everyone takes a bath. Yeah.
And then, technically speaking, I think Gen and Iki basically made fun of Hiromi for his heartbreak.
Yeah. Just the shot of him crying. Oh my god. I'm very interested by the fact that they make a comment about, oh, it's such a shame there's nothing left of that monster stamp. Cue George smirking and then copying the data. I'm excited to see what he does with this.
Nothing at all.
Nothing will go wrong.
Maybe that's how he makes over demons or something?
Oh, could be. I don't think Over Demons is debuting next episode because he was holding the spider stamp. But maybe later.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I love George. He's always scheming and fanboying at the same time. What a man. Even while other characters are talking, you can see him in the background just like, yes, it's interesting. I can't wait to see his like grand master plan where he betrays everybody.
I'm expecting George to have it up when that happens.
Oh, absolutely. He's going to put all other rider meme lords to shame.
And that was basically it, I think. Wasn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, the mystery was kind of but like it's a Kamen Rider mystery, so you're not going to expect like Danganronpa level twists.
The mystery was the friends we made along the way.
True. And I do hope we get to see these characters interact, and they're like, "Oh, I want to meet your Kamen Rider friends." So maybe we'll get to see Double come back and Drive. And maybe Chaser.
That's always. I think that was always hanging the possibility of Chaser Chase returning.
Yeah. Hopefully we get some sort of comeback, like a 10 years after Drive special. You know what I mean?
And that was good. Yeah, that kind of like the O's thing.
Yeah, like the O's 10 years later special we're doing now. And that's going to be next week's topic on Castranger. Jikai Rino Sentai Castranger. We're going to be doing the O's 10th anniversary movie. It has been subbed. I am excited. I haven't watched it either. So yeah. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Thank you for being a loyal viewer, listener of the show all this time, and hope you stick around.
Hopefully, I'm planning to.
All right. I'm going to put you back on mute, and then we'll wrap up. You have a good day.
Bye.
All right. Well, that has been Castranger for the week. Thank you all once again for everyone for listening, watching, liking, favoriting, sharing, subscribing, hitting the bell, being awesome, all that stuff. As usual, the primary source of our hijinks is castranger.podbean.com. From there, you can find our Facebook, Twitter, Discord, Patreon, merch store, all of our cool stuff. Thank you once again, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.